All right, y'all, we are alive. We are out here at a local spot. It's about half an hour from my house. But if you guys know Bob from Anything is Possible, friend of the channel, he comes out here a lot. I've ice fished with him out here many times. I think twice last year, once already this year. Last time I was out here, I filmed a video on the GoPro that will be out in, I don't know, a month or two. Maybe towards the end of ice fishing season, late February, something like that. But this time we're back out here and we are going live. We're gonna have some fun out here chatting on the spot. Bob's not out here fishing today, just me. And then I think the general plan is to probably come back out tomorrow with him. I don't know if I'll be live, but I'm sure he will be. I think that's my general plan. We got a lot of fun stuff to do. I got to get my gear out. Usually I have just enough hands to walk my stuff over to the ice when I am filming on my GoPro. But I think I'm gonna have to take 2 trips because we got the tripod with the camera. Usually I just have my GoPro on. So we might have to take a couple trips to get over there, but we're gonna walk our way over to the ice. Hey Rod, how's it going? Got item number 1, bucket with rods, tip-ups, bait, all the things. Item number 2, the lid for that. Item number 3, fish finder. And item number 4 is my auger. Which happens to be right here. Got 3 people in here, 1 thumbs up. Imagine our single thumbs up so far is from the man, the myth, the legend, Rod. Awesome member. Tighten that up. All right, that's cold. Woo. All right, so as I said, I don't think we're gonna have enough hands. So we're gonna take 2 trips. We are going to get our ice picks on first and foremost. It's supposedly really thick. All the information I got from Bob makes it sound like it should be like 7+ inches, which is a-okay, but safety first. We're gonna wear our picks anyway. Let's take you guys and some of the things, and then we'll come back for the other stuff. All right, 7 people in here, 2 thumbs up. Trusting Bob's word. Oh boy. Well, he claimed there were 8 inches, so if he's off by like 4, we're still safe. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. If he's off by 4 inches, we still got safe ice. If he's off by 4 inches the other way, we could bring my truck out there. What up? Ice fishing today? Indeed. Where are you from? Southeastern Pennsylvania. Ozarks Woodsman made it. Woodsman Randy sent me a very what's the word? Wholesome. That's it. Wholesome message the other day. He sent me a screenshot of you and your excitement of getting back into archery and thanking me for that. I just really appreciate that I'm inspiring people to get out there and do their thing. All right. So Bob claimed it was 7 inches, 8 inches, something like that thick. So shouldn't be an issue getting out here. I'm gonna take it slow, make sure everything's all good. Ice made a little noise. Ice looks very, very thick. Come out towards the middle, which is where we usually catch stuff. Remove that one. We got a fresh, fairly fresh hole, looks like from Bob. I know general wisdom is don't drill back through someone's hole because it can mess with your auger blades. I might not listen to that. But one thing I will do, just to get a gauge of thickness and to start our process, is back here. Whoa, slidey. I don't have my cleats on yet. Might as well put a tip-up hole back here somewhere along the weed line. So this should be one of the thinner sections back here. This is actually my first time ever going out on the ice by myself, so this is a little whack to me, but you know, 7 inches is some safe ice. So we're gonna drill it, see what we're looking like. If my sources are correct, we should have some pretty thick stuff here. But we're gonna put one here and see what we're looking like. It's slidey without my cleats. I might need to go grab those in a moment. Yeah. All right. Let's put a hole here. See what we're looking like. We should get my scooper. My bucket's way back there, but we should get my scooper and use that to clear the holes, because the toughest thing is when it starts getting bogged down with all the ice chips. All right. A hole. I present to you a hole. All right. Bring back the old times. Thanks for the motivation. Not a problem, woodsman. I love to hear it. Truck keys in there. So yeah, the ice is very thick. I don't know how thick exactly, but thick enough to be safe. And this is one of the thinner sections, because as you can see back there, we got a bunch of weeds, which kind of like inhibits the freezing process. So if that's good and thick, we should be pretty safe. There's a creek that runs in over there, but I'm not going anywhere near that. So like this whole half of the lake should be really good and solid. Let's go grab the rest of our stuff. Actually, first, let's move our bucket and go check, or move our bucket to a central point. How are you, bro? I'm doing well. We're out here ice fishing. Well, we're not fishing yet. We got a hole drilled, and we're working on getting some rods in. Got to go grab some other gear from the truck. Gonna take you guys with me because I don't have enough hands to do it all in one shot, and I do not own an ice fishing sled, so there's that. I should have put on my cleats, but we'll get there when we get back out on the ice. My cleats will keep me from sliding. There's a little bit of snow cover here, but not enough to make it so I don't slide a little bit. So when we get back out here, I'll get my ice cleats on. All right. The edge and the weed lines are the most dangerous part. So if that stuff is good, which I checked kind of the weed line area, we should be in business. There's pickerel in here, there's perch in here, shiners, crappie, bass, lots of sunfish. That's probably what we'll catch. if we get some stuff as sunfish, maybe a pickerel if we get lucky. But yeah, we'll have to see. Bob fished this on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Bob fished it, or maybe it was Friday. I don't know. It's been a minute since Bob from Anyfin fished this. This is his kind of home territory for ice fishing. Check the road. Redskins. You're referring to football in my glorious Eagles hat. If you're a Washington fan, don't get too excited. You beat our entire team of backups by like 1 score. What's going on? We are ice fishing today. Heading back to my truck, which is right there, to grab 1 or 2 more things. Exactly 2 more things. And then we're heading back out on the ice. Got 88 people in here, 15 thumbs up. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe, hit the like button, all those fun things that people ask you to do. I'm still growing. I'm always doing more things. Essentially, the gist of my channel is I love the outdoors and I love experimenting and learning. So I'll bring you guys along on the adventure as I learn new things, do unique things, all sorts of fun stuff. We just kind of go out there, have fun, try and learn, and I bring you guys along. I'm not an expert in everything I do, but I tell you what I'm doing, what's working, what isn't. I tell you what I do know, that sort of thing, about all sorts of outdoor activities. So whether you know a lot or nothing about any individual activity I do, there's tons to learn and tons of fun to be had. I do a lot of videos where it's my first time doing anything, so even if you've never done that, it doesn't mean it's not for you, because it's my first time. You can kind of enjoy the first time experience with me. But this is I did 4 last year, 1 this year. It's my 6th time out on the ice in my life. So I'm not a pro at this, but I've caught fish every time I've been out. So there's that. All right. Head back down the same rock. Back on the ice. All right. Back on the ice. You guys planning 49ers? Oh, I'll take a look at that in a moment. Some things in the chat just changed. Let me get out here and I'll read that. Something about the 49ers, which is in reference to my Eagles hat, I'm sure, because that's who we're playing in the first round of the playoffs. Which is going to be a tough matchup, but it's winnable. I don't think there's a team that the Eagles can't beat if they don't shoot themselves in the foot. That's what they've been doing all season, is every time they lose, it's their own fault. All right, let's read some chats here. Is it a great day? It is a great day. Is Omar spamming, Woodsman? I haven't been looking. You guys are playing the 49ers in wild card. Yes, that is true. Where are you from? Greetings from Germany. I'm from United States, southeastern Pennsylvania. We're out here ice fishing today. It's been cold for about a week. We got some really thick ice. Hey buddy, stay warm. I will. I got this awesome Carhartt jacket. My girlfriend got me this last year for Christmas, and it is super warm. Bruce says no sound. We got some moderators in here. Moderators, make sure you let me know if there's no sound. But I think that's not true, because I'm not muted. So, all right, let's get some stuff unloaded from my bucket, and we'll get to work. See what we can do. See what we can catch. So we got the maximum number of lines for Pennsylvania ice fishing. We got 3 tip-ups. We got 2 rods. And we're gonna rock and roll with that. Got some bait, all sorts of fun stuff in there. But one of the things I'm gonna put on here is my ice cleats. Yeah, you have sound. Yeah, I don't know what they were saying. New Mexico, and not in New Mexico. I'm gonna put on my ice cleats on my boots. You just kind of strap them on. And the reason I bring the bucket lid out is it's not only a carrying device, but if you put the lid on, it's a seat. So that and that. All right, get my cleats on so we can walk without slipping. All right, that one's good. All right, yeah, we're good. Now we got little spikes on the bottom of my boot, so that way I can walk on the ice and not be slipping. I had it muted on my end, sorry, no problem, Bruce. You're all good. Heyo, where are y'all? So that's my uncle in chat from Colorado. This probably looks more like a Colorado scene than a PA scene, but we're out at one of the local lakes, Matt. We got close to 8 inches of ice right now. So first time ever being out on the ice alone. Of course, I got my ice picks on, but with 8 inches of ice, I'm feeling pretty good even being by myself. So yeah, let's go scoop out that hole we drilled right at the beginning. See how much thickness we got. Didn't think it was cold enough. Yeah, I've been out on the ice once already this year. That day it was only about 4 inches, but it's good now. It's cold. It's been sub-freezing for like 6 days straight. So here's our one hole we drilled so far. So this should be one of the thinnest sections, and it is. That's 6.5, 7, and that's probably about as thin as it'll be anywhere on the lake for us today. This is right on a weed line, so this isn't the thickest stuff. Out towards the middle, it's much thicker, I'm sure. So this hole is going to be a tip up. I'm going to get a tip up in that hole. Never got to ice fish. Randy's in here, another awesome member. Nice jacket. It is. I love this jacket. It's the warmest thing on planet Earth. My girlfriend got it for me last Christmas. All right, so that's going to be a tip up hole. So we're going to get a tip up set up right there to start out the day. The one that I think is going to be the rod that catches us a bunch is the rod with my fancy new inline reel. Hug stories. Yeah, different languages. Nothing wrong with chatting if you aren't an English speaker, but if you keep chatting and all that sort of stuff and you're just filling up the chat and we don't know what you're saying, nothing personal, but we're probably going to remove that just to keep the chat clean. Nothing against you. But so what we got in here is 3 little fish that are painted black. I'm not going to tell you guys why they're painted black. You guys will know after I release an upcoming video. The astute among you and those who are members probably know why these are painted black, but you'll figure out if you're just a public subscriber anyway in not too long. But there you go. I'm going to cut these into little pieces. This is our tip-up bait today. We got ourselves, be careful on the ice. Walker, what did Walker do? Woodsman, I get what you're doing, and I don't mind it, but if they don't speak English, they don't know what we're saying. So just make sure, you know, don't be too hard on them, because if they don't actually know English, then they won't be aware that we're telling them to only use English. Be careful on the ice. Says multiple people. Yes, we got some super thick ice, and I'm still wearing my ice picks. So we've got very safe ice generally, but we're still wearing an extra safety precaution. All right, hopefully this is a good one. There's one tip up in here that's not great. The other two are pretty good. These were like cheap. I got these for like $10 for a 3-pack, something like that. Not bad at all. But we got one hole. Stephanie says I can understand you. Yeah. But other people were speaking non-English, and obviously they won't understand what we're saying. All right, we're going to no spamming the chat, please. So I don't know how this works. Lighting, mute, effects picker. Yeah, so maybe down at the bottom. Ooh, chat filter, all messages. So eventually someone might have to do some research for me. I know there's a way to slow down chat, and when I have hundreds of people in here, sometimes the chat's a little too swift for me. I don't have a hook on this, so we're gonna have to fix that. Rayanne says make me a mod. Not until I get to know you. I never make people mods if I don't know them well, so we're gonna have to go back over here and get hook tied onto this tip up. One fact about myself, I can actually speak a little bit of Italian. There you go. So, come back here, tie on a hook to the tip up. So we got a split shot on here. We're just gonna tie on a small hook. Basic setup, but it'll work well for the tip up. There you go. Basic stuff. What state are you fishing from? We are in Pennsylvania. I'll read some chats here in a moment. We were trying to get a tip up set up in that hole right there. So you fold out these little legs and it'll sit in a hole. So if you take a look here, I'll pull you guys off the tripod. I cannot believe the Eagles lost last night. Well, you shouldn't, I mean, there's no expectation for them to win when they put in all backups. So 146 people. On my end, it says 180 right now, which is the most I've ever had at one time. All right, so here's how this works. So you fold out these little legs here, and it makes like a little cross so it can sit in the hole. You pull down that spool. as far as you would like it to sit off the bottom, all that sort of stuff. Get it set at the point you want, and you flip over this little wire. As you can see, there's a wire that runs down into the hole, hooks to that spool, and then that wire has a hook on this end that hooks to this sprung loaded flag. So when that spool turns, because a fish is on the other end, that spool will let go of that wire, turn that little hook, and that flag will spring up, letting me know I have a fish, and we'll run over here and try and get it. Hopefully that happens today. My bestie lives in PA. Wapwalpen, PA. Huh. Cornelia says very dangerous. Actually, we're pretty safe right now. We are on, give or take, 7 inches of ice, which 3 is generally okay. 4 is very safe. So 7 is super, super safe. And it's exponential. So like 6 inches can hold exponentially more than 5 inches, exponentially more than 4 inches. So we're on like 7. I believe, like for example, 10 inches could hold my truck. So we're on 7. We are a-okay for just me, who weighs 170 pounds. Yeah, we got 1 tip-up set. We'll gradually put in more tip-ups when we need breaks, but we're going to drill a hole out towards the middle and get in with the little rod and the fish finder. That'll be fun. So I'll read some more chats here in a moment. Yeah, Eagles did lose because they had a bunch of backups in. They generally did well. Tanner McKee looked worse than he typically does. So this is usually a pretty good spot right about here. Let's see. I like how tall your boots are. That's what I like about mine. Also, short boots ain't good for a lot of things. Yeah, I use these boots a lot. Subscribers only to slow down the chat. You can make it so that people can only chat like every 5 seconds, but I don't know how to do that. So, especially in the midst of a lot. What's rod limit over there? Only 2 here in Oregon. We can have 5 on ice, 3 in open water. So we got 3 tip-ups and 2 rods today. We can max out if we decide to. 170 pounds of lean muscle. Generally, I mean, I'm what? This is an estimate. I used to know actually what it was. I'm probably 16% body fat right now. Something like that. How old are you? I am 18 years old. All right, we're gonna put a hole right here. Hardest part is when you get like halfway down, the whole hole, the entire hole is filled with ice shavings, so it's hard to get grip in there. Kind of like angle it a little bit or something. There we go. Man. Once the ice gets thicker than like 7 inches, this is an 8-inch auger. This thing gets rough. There we go. Yeah, that's like 7 to 8 inches. Whew. Are you not scared? I'm cautious, but 4 inches of ice is safe, and we've got at least 7 today. And I have the safety gear and the physical fitness to get to a better spot if I really need to. So like if I went through, I'm confident in my ability to get out, which is also important. But yeah, being cautious is good. How long did you do this? Specify what you mean. Elaborate a little bit. Don't totally know what you're asking. Wapwallopin. I don't know actually where that is. Tell me what part of Pennsylvania and I'll let you know, but I know about Wallenpaupack. I've been there before, but I've never heard of this other place. All right, let's clear this hole, see how much ice we got here. This should be more than over there. You guys can't see, hold on. There we go. So this is the thickness of the ice from the bottom lip of this handle to here. That's 8.5. JBT. What eagles, man? This one. All right. Let's pop my fish finder in here, see what it's looking like. This is phenomenal. 277 people. Good Lord. But yeah, we're gonna pop the fish finder in the hole, see what our depth here is, see if we can scope any fish, and then we'll, where's the hole? Right there. We'll drop in, we'll see, we'll fish here for a little bit. Maybe eventually I'll put in another tip up, all sorts of stuff. We're just gonna gradually get the rods out there. Fish finder right here. Hook up the battery. It's cold today, but it's not windy, so that's the good thing. Fish finder on. Six feet and there's a fish right beneath us. 300 people in here at one time. Good Lord. This is awesome. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get my bucket as my seat set up, drop in there with the little rod, see if we can pull out a bluegill or something. And there's a fish down there right now. Worms. We just have a little tiny split shot rig, 4-pound line. We're gonna drop it down on there with my little fancy inline reel and see what we can do. I'll have a video about testing out this new inline reel coming out eventually, but yeah, long story short, I really like it. I'm gonna get you guys a little closer so I can read chats and such. My football team just secured the #1 draft pick and fired Pete Carroll. It's a good day. Did the Raiders fire Pete Carroll? I did not know that. That is something I did not know. That was his first year there. I thought they would have probably stuck with him another year. All right, gonna back up. I'll read some chats occasionally, but for now, we're just going to drop our bait down. I'll check some chats every once in a while. Might take them a minute, but they're literally sitting there. I can see them on the finder. They're sitting on top of my bait. They're down there. Dead stick it for a moment, see if one of them will hit it. Just let it sit there. I'll read some chats. Sounds windy. I guess my windsock isn't in the right spot. Steelers game was insane. Yes, it was. I actually stayed up and watched that, and it was very entertaining. Crappies, bluegills, just a guess. There's lots of stuff. Perch, crappie, bluegill, bass, pickerel in here. We got a tip up set out. We got this little rod with worms. Depth to bottom, 6 feet right here. Take your time. Indeed. Yep. How many years do I have? I'm 18, if that's what you're asking. Colts not too good this year. They started out good. I'm mad. Raiders are wasting the best defensive player in the league. Max Crosby, I assume you're talking about? I don't know if I think he's the best, but he's up there. Vodka. No, I'm not a vodka drinker. I'm not a drinker, and I don't ever really plan to be. I'm not old enough to drink, but I don't really have any desire to, even when I'm older. Raiders and Georgia Bulldogs fan. Man. So you had a rough loss and a rough year. Football team, yeah, all right. We're caught up on chat. It's funny how all this stuff's blown up about the Raiders benching Max Crosby. What happens if he blows his knee out the last 2 weeks of the season? Can't trade him or do anything. Yeah, I don't know. Teams make decisions, and as fans, we're just here to watch them do it and see what happens. Do I hunt? Yes, I'm getting increasingly into hunting. I've done a squirrel hunt. I ate the meat and then turned the hide into stuff for fly tying, and then turned the tail. Oh, I just got bit. Turned the tail into silencers for my recurve bow. I have a compound bow, which I'm planning to hunt with next year. All sorts of fun stuff. Right now, deer and squirrels are the main targets. I might add in like pheasant, because there's a good pheasant hunting area right near me, and I did inherit a nice 12 gauge, so I could do that as well. But right now, deer and squirrel are the two main targets. Come on. I don't know if they want it jigged or dead stick today. We're gonna try and figure it out. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well. Hopefully everyone in chat is doing well. We've got some awesome viewership right now. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm out here chilling on the ice. Fishing on the ice is usually pretty hot or pretty slow. So pretty hot, pretty cold, pretty fast, pretty slow. I did just get bit right there. Oh, I'm getting bit. Come on, come in. So hopefully we can get on a hot streak. If not, it might be a slow day. I just missed him. Or wait, do I have him? No. I missed him. I missed him. Oh, we got a riser. He came up to get it. He just bit. Oh, I missed him again. I watched him on the fish finder. He came up off the bottom to grab it. So he actually, not only like did he bite it, but he actually came up to get it. So he's a little bit aggressive. Let's see if he comes back. Bit again. There we go. There's a fish. Haha. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. We had my phone was dying and it didn't alert me, didn't notify me that that was the case. So ran back to the truck, got my power bank, and we're good. So sorry about that. We caught a fish while the phone was dying. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I actually have him still sitting in the hole. So we're gonna go back there, see if our fish is still there. All right, we're gaining viewership back. I thought our viewership was gonna tank. Fish tails, we'll see if he's still there. He was a bluegill. Hopefully we can catch one while the camera's actually still rolling. We'll have to be careful. I don't know how long this power bank is gonna last. I got another one charging up in the truck. But yeah, we got, oh no, I just lost one of my cleats. It just fell off. It's right here. All right. We're all sorts of out of whack, but we're gonna see if we can get back here. All that sort of stuff. Nice catch. Did anybody like actually see the fish? I don't know. We'll find out. Go back. My rod's still sitting there. So assuming the fish didn't come unhooked, we should still have one sitting there. I fixed my rod so it wouldn't run away. Hopefully we still have our fish. We got a lot of non-English speakers in here. Let's see. Did anybody actually see the fish? Because I got people in here saying nice catch as though they saw it, but it seemed like my camera was off when that happened. All right, hold on. Bear with me as I get it set up. Here, I gotta get the power bank. For a second, I figured you were Russian. All right. So we saw the fish for a second. Okay. That'll be a fun one to add into the timestamps. What should we call it? Is he still here? Oh yeah, he's still here. Like disappearing fish or something. Here he is, little bluegill. Oh, okay, so here's our first fish of the day, little bluegill. Go in there, dude. You can't be that confused. There he goes. All right, so we're back. There's still fish down there, somehow, by some miracle. Get our ice cleats back in business. This one's filled with snow. Here we are. And our viewership is back up to like 197 people. That's awesome. I totally thought when it happened my viewership was going to tank. Our tip-up's still sitting dormant over there. So we got one bluegill on the board. Let's see if we drop down again and get another. Let's see. So yeah, that was, where's my pick? It was quite strange. My phone died and I never got a notification. Usually I get a notification at 15%. I never got one. Very strange. All right, we're gonna drop back down a worm. See what we got. All right, so we saw it. Sweet. Fishing in Hawaii probably looks a little bit different. You're probably not on ice. All right. There. We'll have to flip you guys around and show you the fish finder view here in a moment. Fish finder view is pretty cool. Okay. The fish are reacting to me bouncing it. I think I'm going to jig a little bit, let it sit. Jig some, let it sit. There's one sitting at 4 feet and one sitting at 5 feet. Actually, there's two sitting at 5 feet. So they're right down there. I'm gonna dead stick it, read some chats. Lots of non-English speakers. Go on. Hey everybody, lots of people saying hi. Where are you fishing at? We're at a local lake here in southeastern Pennsylvania. Obviously doing some ice fishing. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull this out for a minute. I'm going to go drill another tip-up hole and we'll revisit the hole where we got a fish. Sorry about that weird camera angle. Let's put a tip-up over yonder. What are you fishing for? Anything that bites, really. There's perch, sunfish, which we've already caught one, bass, pickerel, shiners, all sorts of stuff in here. First time watching, I'll subscribe. Well, thank you. How long you been fishing for? Live's been going on for 50 minutes. We've probably been fishing for about 30. So we got one on the board. Second fish of 2026. I'm gonna go drill a hole somewhere in this vicinity and see if we can put another tip up in and potentially get one to bite it. Hole drilled. Bro, close to grass. Yeah, the grass is over there, the weed line. But even that's pretty solid ice now. All right, let's fish at this hole for a couple minutes. We'll show you the fish finder view. That'll be cool. So if I go like this and I zoom in on that hole, you should be able to see, I'll back you up. Should be able to see, I'll fish from this side. This line down here, floating just off the bottom, is a fish. We'll fish this hole for a minute, and we'll do that, and then we'll go check on getting that hole for the tip up cleared. So there's a very faint mark at about 3 feet. Now at about 4 feet, that's my bait dropping down. So we're gonna drop it right down to that 5-foot mark where those fish are. As you can see, there was reaction right when I dropped it there. Everything changed color and shape a little bit. They moved. I'm getting bit. little chunk of bait on. Let me check chat for a second. We're gonna get a better little worm chunk on there in a moment. Lots of non-English today. Very interesting. Fishing. I suppose you don't have to understand what I'm saying to appreciate the fact that I'm fishing. So there's that. Good question. I didn't know if I had... Who had a question? Am I missing something? Is this the same spot you fished with anything? Yes, it is. Hopefully you guys can see the fish finder well. Get another bait. Pop it down there. Fish here for a couple minutes. And then go put in another tip up. So these bluegills today seem more aggressive than they did the last time I was here. They seem like they want a little bit of motion, and for that reason I'm going to give them a little bit bigger bait, see if that entices them. That's going to make our reel drop it a little bit quicker too, which with them being more aggressive I think is good, because they want to be able to see that motion. So a little bit quicker drop might be good. We're at about 4 feet. We're at 5 feet. Right there. Good sized little chunk. Drop it right in the midst of these fish. See if number 2 wants to come out and play. I'm going to drop it all the way to the bottom. There seems to be something sitting on the bottom. I missed it. There, I had it for a sec. A little bit quicker drop, right down on that fish. Stop it. Pop it for a second. There's something sitting at 4 feet now. It just left. Let that sit there for a second. Come back here, check on the chat. 104 people still watching in here. Thank you, guys. A lot of non-English speakers, but they seem to be watching. If you're an English speaker and you've got a question or a comment, let me know. There you go, good bite. That was a good bite. Drop it back in. More. There we go. Fish number 2. All right. There's fish number 2. Have you ever tried waxworms? Yeah, I have. I just don't find them worth the outrageous amount of money you have to pay to get them. That's a pretty good sized bluegill. That's bigger than the last one. There is bluegill number 2. Let's get ourselves a little photograph. 2 fish. There he is. Hold him up right there. Boom. Let him go. Smooth release. There's still fish sitting down there, a foot off the bottom. Let's let this hole rest for a second. Let those fish reset. And we are gonna go put another bait out on a tip up. So let's do that. All right, let's go get a bait out on a tip up. First, I gotta grab some bait, and I think I gotta tie up another hook. So let's check these other tip ups, see if they need hooks. All right, this one does need a hook. Grab our tackle. Got 109 people in here. We're sustaining 100 for quite a while. Thank you guys, that's awesome. I'm gonna check on our phone battery percentage. We're up to 11%. Our power pack is still holding strong, so 2 fish. Outdoors with Den is in. How long you been fishing for? Probably 40 minutes. All right, get a little hook tied on here. And get a bait, a little piece of cut fish, and we will send out another tip up in that other hole we did. Ow, just hooked myself. My line just snapped, that was weird. What is goal? Pike? Goal is just having fun, having a good live. Showing you guys some fun ice fishing stuff. That's the goal. if I could catch a pickerel, which is like a little pike, that would be definitely the highlight of the day. So that would probably be the pinnacle of what we could catch out here, or a really big bass. That'd be cool too. But yeah, let's get ourselves a little bait, get ourselves another piece of cut bait. And get this hooked up here. We want a short leader between our split shot and our bait. Just like this. Good man. Well, thank you. Little piece of cut bait. I caught 2 pickerel on tip-ups right in the same zone I'm setting these tip-ups with, like this exact setup. A cut minnow. Oh, we got to clear this hole. I haven't done that yet. Cut minnow, little piece of split, or little split shot, little piece of cut minnow, tiny hook, 10-pound leader, these tip-ups. Just about this spot, caught 2 last year. So we're trying to replicate that. Let me go get my scoop to clear the hole. All right, and then same thing as last time. I don't understand chat today. Yeah, me neither, but they're non-English speakers, so telling them to speak English isn't, you know, necessarily going to make them stop because they can't understand us. So we're just going to roll with it. Is my grandpa from Russia? No, my grandpa is from here, the United States of America. So is my great-grandfather. I think my great-great-grandparents are from, like, France or something, but... All right, so same thing as last time. Fold out these legs, fold this over, get it hooked in here once we have the depth set, and then this flag will go off when the spool turns, hence when a fish grabs it, and that flag will go up, letting us know we have a fish. So we're gonna get this set. All right, 243 in here right now. That is awesome. I've never had above like 170, and today we've hit 300, which is awesome, in chat at one time. But it seems like the majority of those people don't speak English, which is a little bit strange, but we're here to have fun. So hey, if the non-English speakers are also here to have fun, I don't mind. All right, read chat from right here. Let's give it a shot. says hi, hello. We got fish down there on the fish finder. We caught 2 from this hole so far. We're gonna drop it back down, see if we can repeat the success. We're at about 4 feet, 5 feet. Bop it around right there for a sec. Oh. $241 people in here. We are looking for a couple fish. We got 2 on the board. My fingers are getting mighty cold, so we might need to put some gloves on here in a moment. Oh, we got bit. There's a bite. Good luck to you, thank you. A bluegill, indeed, yes. We've got 2 bluegill. We're in southeastern Pennsylvania today. That's where we're at. Brazil, sweet. Got one kind of coming up. How's our connection? How's our video quality looking? Connecticut. Where I'm in Pennsylvania. Maybe you're saying you're in Connecticut. Who knows? I suppose you know what you're trying to say. So there's that. Flags are both still sitting there. Little wind noise. Oh yeah. That's probably... Whoa. Hold on here a minute. That's probably because when I went to get the charger, I didn't put my windsock back in. So let me do that. All right, let me put my windsock back in. It is right here. I'm new. What you fishing for? We are fishing for anything that bites. There's a lot of panfish in here, crappie, bluegill, pumpkin seed, yellow perch, all that sort of stuff. Bear with me as I get the windsock in. There we go. Hold on, maybe a little bit further. That'll work. There's some bass in here, some pickerel. We're looking for anything of that sort. We are getting bit. So we're just completely, it's just sitting there. We're completely dead sticking it. What rod is that? This is a Celsius flatline rod, super cheap little ultralight rod, but it works really well. I like the cork handle. I like the reel seat option that they have. It's just it was like 15 bucks at an outdoor show, and I really liked the way it was laid out, and the bend felt good to me. Ice rods aren't too complicated to make, so it doesn't have to be expensive to perform well. It's like 15 bucks. Got this little ice rod, and then we've got a free fisher, pretty cheap off of Amazon, like 35 bucks. Inline free fall reel. So I've been testing that out. I'll have a video coming out giving a detailed review, but so far so good. I really like it. And yeah, we're using that today for little bluegill. We got 2 tip-ups set up behind the camera. Show me what you caught. Well, we caught 2 bluegill so far, but they have both been released. If you want to go see them, yeah. If you want to see them, you'd have to go back in the live. If you subscribe, I will have this live out, and eventually probably after I get home. So in a couple hours after I end the live, I'll have some timestamps put in of some of the cool catches. If we only catch a few, I'll timestamp all the catches. If we end up catching a whole bunch, I'll only timestamp a couple, but there will be timestamps so you can go back and look at the catches. 267 people in here. That's awesome. It really is. Thank you, guys. We're kind of gonna aggressively jig it. Yes, I know this isn't all that aggressive, but we're gonna aggressively jig it for a minute, see if we can entice something. Let it sit, let it fall. $252 people in here, 99 likes. Who's gonna be number 100? Check and make sure I still have bait. We do. We're down at 5 feet. There seems to be at least 3 fish down there because we got 3 distinct lines on the fish finder. We're up to 102. There you go. I have never gotten over 200 likes, and with the way it's going, only an hour and 18 minutes into this live stream, it's possible that we could get there today. That'd be pretty sweet. I'm gonna dead stick this. On here in a moment because my hands are getting a little bit cold. So YouTube keeps sending me all these stats in my email that, like, if you mention your memberships, more people join. So absolutely no pressure to join for anybody who likes the channel, but if you do like what I'm doing, for memberships for $1 a month or $2 a month, you can get access to some more behind the scenes stuff. If that's something you're interested in, I made it as cheap as possible just to give back to those who really want to see some extra stuff. So if you're interested in that, I have memberships available. Man, so it might be a little slow today. That might be the reality of it. I'm definitely going to get my gloves on. Let me do that because my hands are cold. I'll mention this in more detail in the video that I'll eventually release about this reel, but one of the nice things about this style reel, one of the many nice things about this style reel as opposed to a spinning reel, is that it's super easy to use with gloves on, so that definitely is a perk. It's still clunkier to use with gloves on than without gloves on. Like, it's not perfect, but it is way better than using a spinning reel with gloves on. I'll tell you that much. All right. Oh. 270 people in here. Saving Grace is in here. How's it Going? Jonathan Rick, I think that's how you say it. Says hi. Hello. The wind just picked up a little bit. Kenneth Cruz, I think it says, hey, hi, new here. Nice to meet you. We're out here doing a little ice fishing in southeastern PA today. We got 2 fish on the board, 2 tip-ups sitting back behind me. We're just having a good time, seeing what we can do. And heater. Yeah, not quite. I'm an occasional ice fisherman, so I get the rods and all that sort of stuff, so not the heater. I sit out here with my Carhartt jacket. That keeps me warm enough. Does a pretty good job. And I'm young, so the cold doesn't bother me too much. If I was like 35, 40, maybe I'd invest in a little hut just to keep me a little bit warmer. But for now, I'm okay. Dirty Money says, don't catch them all. Dirty Money, I was watching a Podium Archer short or something the other day, and I was looking at comments, and I was like, oh, that's Dirty Money. So, I imagine that means you are a fellow watcher of Podium Archery and MFJJ. Josh Jones. As minimal things, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Couple rods, couple tip-ups, an auger. The fish finder, which really isn't necessary. I could have caught those fish without the fish finder. Because I drilled this hole and said there's going to be fish here, and lo and behold, I put the fish finder down and there were. Like, I know where the fish are on this lake. From prior experience and from talking to people like Bob from Anyfin who fishes this lake a lot. So we are going to drop this down. We are going to dead stick it for a moment. And we're gonna sit here and we're gonna read some chats. I watch occasionally. There you go. Hut and heater, don't catch them all. We got 2 on the board, Dirty Money. 2 fish through the ice today. We're up to 118 likes, which is awesome. We are over 200 viewers right now, which is also super awesome. I've never gone over 170 at one time before today. And we've hit 300 already today. Like 300 viewers at one particular point in time. Dirty Money says, let's see, what are you seeing? I'm confused. Let me know. If I have the ability to show you whatever you would like to see, I will, but I don't know what I'm trying to show you. Oh, I got 1 ruby today. Oh, your catch. Oh, I'm lagging. Am I lagging? Someone else let me know. Yeah, catch and release. So we caught and released 2 bluegills. But later today, if you come back and look a couple hours after I end the live, I'll have a couple timestamps in of the catches. I typically do that. On most of my lives, I'll put like special moments, or if it's a fishing live catches, I'll timestamp them after the live's over. So if you missed part of it, maybe you missed the first half and you want to see like highlights or whatever, come back and look at it. And come back and look at it. Look at the live stream later, and I'll have timestamps in there. That's typically what I do. Not always. There's not always like enough exciting things to put in there, but I typically put some highlights in there later. So there's fish down there. They're just sitting there. They're sitting there not biting. Maybe they want a new piece of worm. We'll give them a new piece of worm. Why not? We are going to learn from a mistake I made last year, which is make sure when you take off your gloves, you put them in your pocket, not on the ground, because if they get wet, then they don't do very well at keeping your hands warm. So why don't you move your bait? I do. I jig it up and down, and then I let it stay still. Right now, they really like the dead stick. That's what they've all hit on, is me just kind of sitting there and waiting. So I'm just letting them do that. Am I sitting on the moon? No, I'm sitting on a frozen lake in southeastern Pennsylvania. Seals. What are you catching anyway? Right now, just 2 sunfish. Nothing fancy. But we got 2 tip-ups set out there with cut bait, so we had the potential to catch something bigger, something more exciting. But yeah, we'll have to see. All right, what was I gonna do? Oh, a new piece of worm. That's what I was gonna do. So let's reel this one up. Might as well drop the bait back down the hole just to see if that gets them riled up any. They've definitely been nipping at it because the bait has been slowly sliding down the hook. He's sitting on a piece of ice. There we go. It will slowly fall down. Maybe that'll get them riled up. You never know. Never know with these fish. Are you cold? My hands are a little cold, but the rest of me is fine because I got a fancy Carhartt jacket on. And I got a hat. I got my hat, I got my Carhartt jacket, so all's well with the world. Alright. Is this Garmin Striker 4 Plus or just 4? Bought bundle? Yeah, I bought the bundle on Black Friday. I primarily use it on my kayak in open water, but it came with the ice fishing setup, so like might as well use it. This is just this typical 4. This is not the 4 Plus or whatever. So, Bro said, are you catching seals? No. Oh, is that what he said? Are you like translating? I don't know. He is freeze. Well, the lake is frozen, but I'm doing all right. My hands are cold. The rest of me is a-okay. All right, I'm gonna dead stick it right there, and I'm going to get my gloves back on to attempt to make sure my hands don't actually freeze. That's the goal. Fresh clubbed seal. How long does battery last from that bundle? Like a long time. Like a really long time. So the one thing I don't like about this, which like is fine, it runs off of a 12-volt battery, and nothing like clubbing a seal. You guys are nuts. You guys are funny. But it doesn't have like a battery indicator. It just has an alarm. You set it for a particular voltage. Like when it drops below a certain voltage level, you know that the battery's kind of running low. So you set it to give you an alarm at a certain voltage. So I actually don't, it says it's at 12.3 volts. So like we're good. I think mine is set like at like 12.1 volts. It'll give me the alarm. Because 12-volt batteries actually run like a half a volt above 12 volts typically. So I'll probably charge it before I go back out on the ice again after today, but it's tough to say exactly how long it lasts or get a gauge on like how much more battery life you have. But like I've run it before for like two days where I ran it 3 to 4 hours each day, and it's good. But yeah, let's see, Pennsylvania, indeed, that is where we're at. Fresh clubbed seal, cold. I need a Cajun and his nitro. This mission might just be a success. Yeah, we got 2 little bluegill on the board. Nothing fancy, but it is a success. We are 6 for 6 on my lifetime ice fishing totals. We've gone out 6 times. We caught fish each time. One time we got close to not landing any, but we got a solid 1 that day. Got a meeting, check back later, good luck. Well, thanks, Nancy. Vernon, BC, Canada, 45. That's a place in Canada, but I'm not sure what the 45 means. Someone would have to let me know. Pro fisherman. Well, probably not quite, but I'm trying to do my best. We're having fun. We are catching, and we're having fun interacting with you guys on this live stream today. And hey, that's all you can ask for. We might go drill a second hole somewhere. Maybe further that way, because I like never fish over there. Or maybe out that way, because I caught a lot of fish. I don't know. My battery didn't indicate again. I don't know what happened. My battery didn't indicate again. This is weird. How many holes have you made today? So far 3. Let's take a little trip and go grab the other battery pack just in case this one dies, because it seems to like be charging, but it's charging and keeping it alive, but it's not charging and like making the battery go up. The battery's still low. It's just keeping it alive. It's not actually charging it, and that's because of the cold. So we're gonna go grab the other battery pack, swap them out, and then we'll have one that's always at least somewhat warm and charged up. We'll just have to swap them every once in a while. See, this is kind of cool. This is a hole, I imagine, from Bob, Anything is Possible, who is a friend of the channel and comes out here and fishes. It almost looks like there's water there, but that's probably, it looks like it goes down at least 4 inches. That's probably 4 inches of ice in a hole that was drilled previously, which is kind of weird, but cool. All right, so the power pack actually did just die. So we got to get to the truck. Let me flip around my cleats, or actually I'll leave them on the edge here. Sounds like you're wearing house slippers. No, I'm wearing my boots with cleats on. We are running low on power, so we got to get back to the truck, get the other power bank. We're on the move. Check both ways. Across the street. All right, made it to the truck. .6% battery. Bear with me. We're swapping the batteries. Game warden. Okay, this one's at full charge. All right, plugged in. Woo! We made it. I'll sit you guys there for a minute. Are the deer not moving? Hold on. All right, let me reset myself here. Plug the other power pack back in, let it warm up and charge up in the truck, and we're just going to keep swapping them for the remainder of the live. See what we can do. Hang out in the truck for a sec. Let the phone get a little charge in the warmth. And then we'll move. Slingburger. Hey, Slingburger. How's it going? I was on a hike in the snow the other day with my girlfriend. Brought my slingshot, was plinking away at little balls of snow sitting on the end of tree branches. That was fun. How much do you sell the deer meat for? Not a lot of snow there. No, I mean, last snowfall, we only got a little bit, and it's just kind of, it's been hanging on for a while, but we didn't get much to start with. Dirty money, what do you mean? Are the deer not moving? In terms of, I'm not hunting this year. I'm getting set for next year because I don't even have a set spot to go to yet. I don't have all the stands, all the cameras that I want to, you know, do it the way I want to. You could just go and like give it a shot, which obviously there's some aspect, like some level of that you will do anyway. But yeah, I'm still prepping, keeping my shooting up, all that sort of stuff. So we're not hunting this year for deer, that is. How much do you sell the deer meat for? I don't sell deer meat. Love from India. What kind is car? This is my Ford F-150 2006 F-150 Lariat that has served me well for like 3 years now. It used to be my grandpa's, but he has Parkinson's, cannot drive anymore, so this is mine. Some electric gloves, Amazon, $29, last 6 on high, 9 on low. Yeah, I might, but I don't like wearing the gloves, so I only wear them to keep the wind off of me, not necessarily to keep my hands warm. I'm kind of a we'll call it a hard outdoorsman. Like, I just go out there and deal with the elements. I don't totally try and make sure that I'm the most comfortable. I'm like, I'll deal with it. That's kind of my mindset. I make sure I'm safe, but that doesn't mean I'm totally comfortable all the time. Fashionable hat. Well, thank you. Apple farmer will let you on the land. Yeah, I think where I'm going to go, and it's not tied down yet, but for next year, old age and arthritis sucks. I hear you. Luckily I'm 18, so I can hang on to my youth for a little bit. But so I have one spot that I think I'm going to end up going. It's my pastor's land. And he has 5 acres. And it's on a hill, and at the bottom of the hill is a creek. I think there are 2 tree stands from someone who used to hunt his land before, so I've got 2 there if I end up going there. And then I think my girlfriend's dad's going to give me a climber. So is the line still in the water? Yeah, but I have it set in such a spot that it can't go down the hole. That doesn't mean that the fish won't try, but it can't go in the hole. At least I'm like pretty sure. I'd be looking pretty stupid. Don't you dare climb in an old stand. When I say old stand, I mean it's like 2 years old. 2 or 3 years old. Like, as in, not someone's not using it right now, but they're still there. They're like a couple years old, something like that. I believe that was another guy from my church who used to hunt it. And he doesn't hunt as much anymore, but if I get one, he's going to be the guy who helps me learn to butcher it. So it's all essentially a whole bunch of people from my church are going to help me on my deer hunting journey. That is the bottom line. All right, so we got up to 8% on the battery pack. So we're gonna head back out there and get back to fishing. With my luck, we'll have a fish on my rod and both the flags from the tip-ups will be up. But honestly, that's not bad luck. It's just like, you know, it would definitely happen while I'm not sitting out there. All right. Bought my grandpa's car. He had an AMC Spirit in 1978. I bought it in 96. Getting ready to go to jail because they had DWI. Smashed my truck up, paid him $500. There you go. You said that before. Have you not talked to him about deer movement in that area? There's a bunch of them. And that's one of the other reasons I would go there. They have a bunch of them there. They like the water of the creek. And they come up and they bed like halfway up that hill at night. So he sees them a lot of times at just past shooting light, come up and bed down halfway up the hill. And then they hang around the water during the day because obviously everything needs water to survive. Not everything, but well, yeah, pretty much everything. What am I saying? But like, you know, the deer need water to survive just like we do. So they go down there, hang by the creek in the daytime. They come halfway up the hill to bed at night. So if I get halfway up the hill and hunt in the evening, they should be coming up the hill at me. So, you know, that's a definitely a promising thing to think about. Ever shoot a doe who identified, I don't know what that means. Gotta hunt where the deer are, not where you want them to be. Yep. So I know there's deer there. I know there's stands kind of in the right spot. I know the guy who the land would be. It's private land, not public, which would give me an edge. And then I've got people who would help me butcher, but I got to get, you know, more familiar with where I'd actually be hunting, make a plan to, like, you know, stop on the way home from college on some days because I commute, all that sort of stuff. So I got to do more planning, but next year's the year for sure. I'm also going to try and do a squirrel hunt with the recurve. I'll talk more about that in future videos, but I've been working on that. That's going to be fun. Do you go to Scientology church? I do not. I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I don't, you know, ever say that someone has to. I really believe it is the best choice for you, but that's up to your own personal decision to make. I'm not going to force you to make any decision. Just, you know, that's what I believe, and I live my life according to those things. All right, got the picks back on. I got to get my... Goodness. I got to get my cleats back on. I'm going to lean you up against this rock. That'll be about the best camera angle we can get. It's a little wacky, but I left my cleats here because I don't want to run on asphalt with my cleats, but you know, I needed to kind of run over there, so left the cleats here. So we got one. This is what they look like. They're just kind of spikes on the bottom of my boot that you strap on. Christian's rock. There you go, Dirty Money. See, I just live my life that way. The Bible says that the way that his disciples, Jesus' disciples that is, will be known is by the love they have for one another, the love they have for other people. It's really your actions that make the difference. And then when you attribute those actions to Jesus, then people, you know, will see that, and that's the way you're going to make the most impact. So with that being said, I'm not here to preach at you guys. I just live my life in a way that I try to reflect Jesus. And then if that's something that speaks to you, then I'll let my actions do the talking as far as, you know, what that looks like and what that means. Not words. Words can be empty. Actions are not empty. So that's kind of the way I go. So it looks as though there's no fish here, and both our flags are still down. So a whole lot of nothing happened. You seen those boots that have manual cleats? I have not, no. Let's do this. Get you guys back in the tripod. There we go. And then do that. All right. I think there's no fish here. Or like no fish on, rather. There is a fish down there still, but I will deal with that in a moment. Let me get my gloves back on. 96 people in here, 134 likes. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. This has been, as far as viewership goes and interaction goes, probably my best live ever. We got 2 fish to show for it. Hasn't been a hot day of ice fishing by any means, but yeah, we're working on getting a couple more if we can. Let's see what we can do. I might drill another hole in a minute or so, more towards that direction, just to switch it up, see if fish over there are more willing to bite, that sort of thing. We are at 4 feet, 5 feet, there you go. So they did react to it dropping into the little zone. I don't know if that means they're interested or what, but they did react. It's so good to see a young man who's Christian and not in front of an Xbox, out living the best life. Well, thanks. I'm trying my best. And, you know, honestly, that's all you can do. Try your best to live a life glorifying to Him, have a relationship with Him, let Him change you, and the rest will do itself, you know? Just put Him at the center and everything will work out. Seek first the kingdom, and all these things will be added. Just keep the main thing, and let the rest do itself. Alright, so fish at this hole really do not like me right now, which is okay. Not everybody has to like me. But with that being said, I'm going to go drill another hole, because there's no use sitting here and not doing anything. In USA, same problem with the young man. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a global issue. People just don't have a foundation for what they believe and what they do, and a lot of people just kind of do what they want, which, you know, I mean, people have the right to do that, but a lot of people see the fact that that isn't the greatest thing for society. Give a shout out. Okay, this guy's back. We are going to put in timeout for 10 minutes. I am not Jewish. I believe that Jesus was the Messiah, but as always, I'm willing to respect your beliefs as long as, you know, if we have a respectful dialogue, that's all cool with me. I believe all the same things essentially about the Old Testament you do. It's just I believe in the New Testament that Jesus fulfilled the prophecies in Jeremiah and Isaiah and all the things, and Micah, you know, all the Christmas prophecies, that sort of stuff's in Micah. Pass that on to your children. I'm going to try. That's one of the things I'm super looking forward to. I have an amazing girlfriend right now, and I always say if God lets me, because hey, I'm trying to keep Him at the center, but if God lets me, that's the girl I'm going to marry. She's an amazing Christian woman. She makes me better in every way, and I will marry her if God lets me, and God lets that continue to be the plan. And yeah, I'm so excited to one day be a dad. That's something that's super exciting to me. He was attempting to slander you. Yep, but you just respond in kindness. That's the way to do it. All right, we're gonna turn over here. Oh, what the heck just happened? Okay. All right, we are gonna go drill a hole back there, somewhere in that vicinity. See you guys in a minute. Oh, there. That's where we're drilling. Oh. Dirty Money says, I'm out. Be safe. Be safe, brother. I will. Thanks for the support, as always. One of my newer subscribers, but you've been pretty involved, and I appreciate it. Greeting from Russia. Greeting to you as well. I think you've been in here for a while. Good luck. God is great, indeed. Is your auger blades dull? Need new ones? No, they're not dull. We just have like 8 inches, and it's an 8-inch auger. So I'm getting a little tired. No, it's cutting beautifully. I'll show you some of the chips. Ice chips, that is. It's cutting beautifully. I sharpened it up last year towards the very end of the season, and it has been sharp since I did that. I have a short about it. People telling me, like, I don't know what I'm talking about because I shimmed the blades because the blades were bent. I shimmed them and made it all better. People are like, no, you just sharpened them and all this stuff. Like, whatever. I mean, I did what I had to do to get it fixed. I sharpened up the blades and they didn't work, so I shimmed them and sharpened them again, and they work. So anyway, but yeah, I sharpened them up towards the end of last season. They're still good. It's cutting good. I'm just kind of getting tired, frankly. 8-inch auger going through 8 inches of ice 4 times, and it's a manual auger. It's a little bit tough, but here's some of these shavings. Like, it's cutting beautiful, clean shavings. It's still cutting nice. All right, we gotta go get my scoop. The scoop. All right, we gotta get one of those flags to go up. That would be a great highlight for this live. What time is it? 3:21 Eastern Standard Time. I'm probably gonna be done in give or take an hour, maybe a little bit less. We got 2 fish on the board. Good day out on the ice. Having fun with you guys live. But yeah, probably not gonna be too much longer. A fire works great. A file works great. A fine file. Yeah, I actually sharpened mine on diamond stones because I have diamond stones. I have a lot of knives. For all my different outdoor pursuits. So I got some diamond stones, learned how to use them a couple years ago. I actually took the blades off and sharpened them up on diamond stones. They were wicked sharp and they still weren't cutting. So I shimmed it and then they cut great, and everybody's like, you don't know what you're talking about. It was just you didn't sharpen them right. I'm like, whatever. Holy smokes. This is probably even thicker. This is like 9 inches. 9 inches in southeastern PA. I've seen when we went up to a lake in the north, that shorts out on the channel from last ice fishing season, but we went up north and there was like 13 up there, but I've never seen 9 here. This is crazy. All right, new hole. That's what she said. Great. Yeah, what is 420? I don't know what that means. Is this a 420 friendly community? I guess it depends on what that means. But I got nothing against the number, but if it signifies something else, then potentially not. I don't know. Sold my hand auger, 8 inches, got a 10-inch gas auger in 1990. Yeah, in southeastern PA, I got that off of Facebook Marketplace for like 40 bucks versus like a gas or electric auger, or even like one of those adapters for a hand drill. Is way more money than I really want to spend, given that I get to go out, like on a really good year here in Pennsylvania, I'll get to go out ice fishing like 6 times. And I'm 18, I'm young, I do a lot of lifting. Like, I can get over the physical strain of having to drill through the ice with my 8-inch auger because I'm young. I don't go out that often. It is what it is. If I lived further north, where I went out more, that'd be a different story. But here, and given the fact that I'm young, it is what it is. I just kind of deal with it. Hi from Manitoba. There you go. That's a place with some ice. So no, I mean, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, if it's legal, then I mean, I guess then it's legal, but generally I'm not a fan of anything that like inhibits your thinking in any way, even to relax you. Like, nothing wrong with having a drink of alcohol. I'm not a drinker. Obviously, I'm too young, but I don't plan to be anyway. But like getting drunk, like, to me, that's not appealing, because you lose your ability to be coherent, and you lose your ability to have cognizant thoughts. And any sort of drug type thing does the same thing. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not here to tell you you can't, because that's your own decision, but like, generally not my thing. Do you catch a lot of fish? Well, we've got 2 today through the ice. It's been kind of slow, but we're doing what we can. Had a 7-inch auger in the thing, slick like a slice of butter through the ice. Yeah, the 8-inch is tough. I mean, I wouldn't ever want to do a 10-inch with like by hand. That would be rough. But yeah, the 8-inch I can do by hand. It's a little bit rough when we get to like 9 inches of ice, like I just went through, but it is what it is. All right, let's go grab the fish finder and the rod and the bucket. Come over here, see what's in this one. How thick is the ice? About 9 inches right here. Further back that way, it's about 6.5. So that's about as thin as it is on this lake today. Right here, we're at about 9, which is pretty cool. Jump up and down a few times. Zyro, I'm comfortable with 9 inches of ice, but that doesn't mean we be stupid. All right, let's go grab my stuff. Fish finder. I think I see fish sitting directly on the bottom. What's the ideal thickness for safety purposes? So you can like stand on like 2 inches, but generally there's variations in ice. There's always variations in ice. How good is the ice? If it's solid and tightly packed versus if it's slushy ice, there's a big difference. Ice within the same body of water can vary in thickness. So like back there, it's about 6.5. Here, it's about 9. So for that reason, yeah, you'd probably be okay on 2 inches of ice if you knew it was 2 inches of ice everywhere. But for that reason, people generally say 4 inches of ice, because even if it varies a little bit, if it's thinner, if some ice isn't as good as others, you're still probably okay on 4. So don't go out on anything less than 4 generally. Yeah, we've got at the minimum like 5 to 6 inches in the back of these creek sections here. Out in the middle, it's like 8 to 9, so we're really good. I could be wrong, but that pace looks familiar. So that's Butterflies and Sunshine. She came out and visited Bob and I last year while we were fishing at this exact spot. Have you ever fallen through? I have not. I've been pretty safe so far, but if I do, that's why I got these things hanging around my neck. They have you can expose this little sharp point thing. They're like spring-loaded sheaths for them, and if you fall through, you put your arms out there, you stick these things into the ice, and you can kind of like row yourself up and out. So river ice is different than lake ice due to undercurrent, indeed. So this is a lake, and that's about as safe as you can get. Good safety tool, indeed. Wrong? Oh, I could be wrong. Yeah, you were correcting the previous statement. 4+, but sketchy. Yes, this is really good ice. It's good clear ice, which is good. You want the clear stuff. And we're upwards of 6 inches. So we're pretty safe right now. Always want to be cautious, always want to wear your safety stuff, but as far as like being safe, we're pretty good right now. Okay. Oh, Lord. All right, so this power pack, which is from Amazon, is doing a lot better than my other one, which is from Walmart. Interesting. They're different brands. I've heard some bad reviews of the other one. I got it to go to Colorado the second time, because if you guys are familiar with the channel, when we went to Colorado the second time, I did a bunch of lives, so I wanted 2 power banks to bring. I brought that guy along, and it worked well, but like maybe it doesn't handle the cold and that sort of stuff as well. I guess that is something to consider. I'm sure we've got some chats. We got a fish coming up. Fish came up off the bottom to grab it, which is a good sign, because those other fish were sitting mid-water column. When I dropped it on them, they didn't move. These fish were on the bottom, and they came up off the bottom to get it. Let this dead stick. Let me check some chats. Revised to different lake to ice. Yep, good safety tool. What state are you in? Pennsylvania. Bob teach you a little? Bob taught me a lot about the ice safety. About the ice fishing, I kind of learned it myself, but Bob helped with ice safety knowledge the first time I came out, which was helpful. How many fish did you catch today? We are at 2 so far. Victoria Irwin, I was mentioning her earlier. That is my wonderful and amazing girlfriend. Yes, we got 2 so far. There are a bunch sitting under this hole. You can see them on the fish finder. Hopefully they're biting. Got a new shelter. Yeah, I think Bob was telling me you guys got a new shelter. Double tap, that's how you like. We are at 149. The most I've ever gotten is like 130, so we're up over that. We could get to 200. This has been like my most viewed live ever, so that's pretty awesome. You can drive your car or van on 8, 9, 10 inches like you have 12 inches of ice to drive on it. Yeah, as I said earlier, it kind of like exponentially increases in strength and the amount of load it can take with increasing inches of ice. So like 4 inches safe for humans, 5 inches safe for a group of humans, 6 inches is like you can take like an ATV or on it or something. And then as they said, if like you have 10 inches, you can like take a car on it, which is nuts. But yeah, I'm not driving my truck out here today. Just want to put that out there, so don't ask. But an egg burger. What's an egg burger? What's the most valuable life lesson you've learned so far? All my most valuable life lessons have come from following the Lord. So, to me, I mean, everyone's different, but to me, the most valuable life lesson is if you put God first, everything kind of goes pretty well for you. That doesn't mean that your life's going to be perfect or that, you know, you're going to have everything you want. But in terms of the things that actually matter in life, you're going to have what you need, and you're going to be able to grow as a person, which is more important than having things ever could be. There's a fish on top of my bait right now. Go do some donuts on that ice. My truck weighs like 5,500 pounds, so let's not do that. We got bit. We got Bob, the man, the myth, the legend, local of this lake, coming in, asking how it's going. Bob, we've got 2. It's been pretty slow. but we just moved holes and they're more active at this hole. So, never know. 200 likes in 2 seconds and lose your car in 1. That's right. Let's, dead stick and check some chats. My old Bronco I had would cry if I left it on the shoreline. I don't know what an egg burger is. Yeah, people are giving Victoria props. I was talking about her earlier, and then she pops in. Speak of the devil, who's that? Oh, okay. I don't know what just happened right there, but that was weird. Come up to get it. Yeah, that's right. Good luck, young man. Thanks, Leslie. You're up to 153 likes. That is awesome. We've had over 300 viewers. Bob will appreciate this. Bob, we had a concurrent all-time high for me. 306 viewers in here at the same time at one point in time throughout this live, which was really awesome. What bait you using? Red worms. Same exact rig I was using last time we were out here. So they are more active at this hole. So I'm gonna jig it a little bit. See if maybe that can entice. Oh, yes. We got bit. They seem to be more keen to movement at this hole than they were our last hole. Like they like the movement. There are like 4 of them on it. I can see them on the finder. Should throw a whopper plopper. Oh, Bob's doing the typical, what's the biggest fish you've ever caught? People ask that all the time when I'm out fishing on the fishing lives. Biggest fish I've ever caught, for anybody wondering, is somewhere, we didn't get an exact weight, but every estimate method we've got says it was between 100 and 120 pounds. It was a bullnose eagle ray, surf fishing in Ocean City, Maryland. That video's out on the channel. If you scroll through my multi-species madness playlist, it's one of the Ocean City multi-species madness episodes, and the thumbnail looks like a giant ray covered up in white image, so that, you know, it's got a question mark on it, like, oh, what is it? But it very obviously looks like a stingray. So if you want to go see that catch, it's up on the channel. Might put a new worm on here. Yeah, our worm's getting kind of beat up. There's a bunch of fish on the bottom now. If the whopper plopper don't work, then you can always go trolling. That is true. I wouldn't have thought of that, but that's a good call out. I pulled a bass through the ice last week. That's awesome. I've got 1 bass through the ice last year, sitting right about here. He was a little bass, little tiny guy. I don't know what I did with that footage. Oh, I know what I did with that footage. I don't think I've used that footage yet, but I know what I'm going to use it for. So, subscribe. I think fly fishing would be the best. That's good, Bob. You know what? I think you're right. Dry fly, typically. Like dry fly, right? That's what you're thinking? By the way, if anybody doesn't pick up on it, because I know there's a lot of people in here who are probably newer to fishing, a lot of what we're saying right now is playful sarcasm. So, don't take this too much to heart. We'd have a bunch of confused anglers. It's getting windier as we speak. Alright, we're dropping it in. Come up off the bottom. Oh. Right there. Come on. They come up off the bottom to get it. I can see them on the fish finder. They came up off the bottom, and yet they won't actually grab it. It's windy today in Ontario. Oh, we got a cup of hot cocoa to keep me warm. Thanks, Leslie. So thoughtful. How thick the ice, and can you chum it up for me? I can certainly chum it up for you, Bob. right here where I'm sitting, it's like 8.5 to 9. Back in the creek section where we typically leave the tip ups, I've got 2 tip ups out there right now. It's like 6.5. The further back towards the creek, which you know this, the further back towards the creek you go, the thinner it is. But it's like 6.5 back there, and it's probably close to 9 where I'm sitting, which is, you can see the shoreline, so you know where I'm at. I'm gonna jig aggressively, see if that will entice. Come on, fish, come on. We're gonna drop it onto the bottom and pound the bottom with it. Everyone subscribe and send him hot cocoa. He's cold. Come on. They're down there. I'm aggressively jigging. I don't know what they want. Like, I've dead sticked it and they won't hit it, and I've jigged it aggressively and they're not hitting it. Come on, fish. Gonna walk up into the creek tomorrow before I leave. Okay. You said you're coming at 8 tomorrow. Is that right, Bob? If so, I have work to do for my dad, but I told him, like, you know, I'll do half days for you, and the other half of the day I'm gonna go fishing for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So like if you're fishing in the morning or the afternoon, I'll just come out and join you, and then the alternative half of the day I'll go back and work for my dad. So yeah. Come on, fish. They are sitting on top of it and they will not bite it. Come on! Oh, that's a bite. Ah! Come on, fish. Come up to get it. Come up. So the tip of my rod is icing over, which is why my bait isn't dropping very effectively right now. That's right. Okay, there's one up at 5 feet, sitting a foot off the bottom. Came up to get it. Come up and get it, big boy. I'm gonna steal a spot. 7:30 ASAP. We'll be there till 2. Yeah, so tell me how you like this for a plan. I'll be here with you, 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. I'll stay till about noon, and then I'll go back, grab a lunch, and go work for my dad. And then I know Will sent that text out, which was him and I talking, and he said, yeah, that'd be cool. But like on Friday, you're planning on going to the fishing expo, I think, which in that case, I would be going with you and Will, if that's all right with you guys. I think that'd be fun. Just have a little posse of us walking around. I admire this young man. He's fishing, not doing mischief stuff. Young men like this will be world leaders. Well, that's awesome. I can cook out there if you want. Expo Friday. Sweet. So I'm just going to have a whole week where I'm hanging out with Bob. That's the theme of this week. I'll be out here on the ice with Bob tomorrow, assuming nothing changes. That's kind of what we just cleared up right here. And then I don't know what I'm doing Wednesday yet, but something. And then on Friday, Raptor, Will, Bob, and I are planning on going to the Philly Fishing Expo, which will be pretty fun. I can cook out there. Yeah, I might bring my stove or something. Obviously, you have my number, so if you got any more specific plans, let me know. And yeah, I have one sitting on top of my bait, directly underneath the hole. I don't know what they want, guys. I really don't. This is phenomenal. They're just sitting there. Dead stick it right here. Alright, here's what we're doing. We're going to dead stick it right there because obviously my jigging isn't helping, and I can let it dead stick. The rod can do the work for itself. Let them figure out if they want to bite it or not by themselves right there. Love from Wakanda. From Wakanda. King T'Challa. That's like Black Panther's territory. Ever catch a fish that's bigger than the hole? No, I have not. drop this a little bit further down, see what we can do. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let this dead stick, keep an eye on it. We're taking a risk walking away from it. We're going to go reset the, oh, whoops. We're going to go reset the tip-up holes. Because, you know, we might as well. Alright, there we go. Don't tell bro he's going to steal your spot. Yep. Live tomorrow, freshen up your holes. I'm going to be here too, so I can defend it, you know. From India. That's a little bit different than Wakanda. One actually exists. Let's go check on the tip-ups. Make sure your drag is set. Yeah. I'm watching it. You gotta have a little fun. So that's interesting. The wind, I think the wind blew this one over, but we're gonna check it. Don't worry, we're checking. Glove, glove. Untouched. Alright, checked one. United States, Pennsylvania. Indeed. There you go. Alright, 257 people in here. We're up to 157 likes. It would be amazing if we could get to 200 likes. I've never done that before. That'd be pretty sweet. Bob did it when I was out here with him last time, so. Let's check this one. I just hit the like button and subscribe. That's awesome. I'm staying until you catch one or a few. Well, we got two earlier in the live, but it has slowed down. We caught two fairly early in the live, and it has been slow since. So, hopefully we can make that come true for you. Oh, I'm leaving my gloves. We want those. I'm Jade, says hi, hello, thanks for coming in. My one cleat's loose, hold on. Alright, there we go. That's better. Can you sight fish down the hole? That's a good question. It is 6.2 feet here, so I don't know like how realistic seeing to the bottom of that is, but we shall make an assessment. Can I see my bait? I can't even see my bait, so I guess that's gonna be a no. Target fish. I guess with this rod, bluegill and perch and shiners, I guess. Little bass on those two tip-ups. Primarily pickerel. It's getting chilly. Bob can give me a real-time update on what the temperature is. I don't know what it is, but it's cold. Alright, so we moved it and the fish did respond. They're sitting on the bait. 63 here in Arkansas. 33, probably 31 there. Okay, cool. It doesn't help when you're just sitting here not moving. That doesn't help you stay warm, like at all. Let's see if I can get to a point where I can read and reach the chat. Here you go. Get my phone out. Those suckers would eat the jig, and I felt nothing. If I didn't set it, they spit it right out. Yeah. Well, I'm not even getting bites anymore. I had some nippers earlier, and now I'm not even really getting bites. So they're just sitting there. You'll be warm tomorrow. Bring in the shack. There you go. Zimbabwe in Africa. Thanks, Mande BVU. Try my best with names, but you never know. They're sitting down there, literally on top of the bait, doing nothing. I can see the line for my bait. I can see the line for like 3 different fish, and they're on top of it. I was rod handling them yesterday. Didn't use a rod. I was just hand lining them. I don't know why I said rod hand lining. I was hand lining them yesterday. Didn't use the rod. Better sensitivity. Yeah, the ultralight rod has some pretty darn good sensitivity. But like there's no movement. They're just sitting and like looking at my bait and not actually doing anything. We got 2 though, so like I'm not super upset because we do have some on the board. All right, I may pull a Bob and say, you guys watch the rod and I will go like pee or something because I kind of need to pee. Bait your spots, it may help. It's tough to bait your spots when I have to drill a hole every time I want to bait an area. I got 4 holes in the ice here today, Bob. Someone's trying to bait me into saying a funny word. But I am smarter than that. And anything took care of it. Bob can't feel his fingers, bro. What? Bob can't feel his fingers, bro. He's no sensitivity. You gotta suffer for the fish. Makes you appreciate them more. We are up to 173 likes. Thank you guys. What time is it now? 3:52. Shut up, Zyro. That's why I stuck my head through the hole and looked. Take a can of dog food, cat food, tuna, poke holes in it, and with an ice pick and sink it underneath your baits. They will be there. Well, they are there. I can see them on the fish finder, but they don't want my bait, so there's that. They're there. They're just not interested, I suppose. My rod just bobbled, but that was wind. Alexandru Valentin, something like that. Let's the wind is bopping it now. I'm gonna hold it. No. Oh my gosh, I actually got bit, guys. I got bit again. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh man, we lost him. Okay, so there is a willing participant down there somewhere. I see you, buddy. I can see you on my screen. You are willing to bite. That's all I need. I'm gonna drop down a fresh piece of worm. This one's looking kind of rough. Just a little piece of advice. If you wait until they bite more than once, you have a better chance of hooking. I typically wait until they bite at least twice, if not 3 times. That's what I did on all those hook sets, and yet I still didn't get them. So usually they hit it once, and usually then when they come back, they bop it twice to 2 or 3 times because they're more committed, and then I go for it. But yeah, that is a good tip. True fisherman holds his pee to get the fishies. Indeed. Any real angler would do the same. All right, let's read a couple chats. Wait for it to devour your jig or give a much stronger pull. Jerking at 10 feet high, every bite is going to lose you tons of fish. Well, I'm only jerking it about a foot high because I can see it on my thing. Wait for it to devour the jig. It's tough to tell when they devour it because they don't really like super yank it, even when they have the whole thing in their mouth. So it's kind of tough to tell, but when I feel the bite, and I feel it more than once, I'll go for it. All right, one's coming up for it. Yeah, I got him again. Drop it back in. He hit it. They're excited about it. They're coming up every time. He's coming up off the bottom. Hit it once. Bite it again. Come on. You can do it. Doing it twice isn't going to kill you. See, that is weird. See, that one, he came in and hit it once and then he stopped. Probably yellow perch or trout. How thick is that ice? About 9 inches. Multiple hooks per line. I forget what the limit is in Pennsylvania. I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because at least I'm getting bites now. I was not even getting bit for a while, so we're doing better than we were. Started off pretty hot. We got ice in the tip of the rod. Come on. Sabiki rig, yeah, kinda. What are you fishing for? Anything that's willing to bite. We had a couple willing participants a minute ago. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. That I set it down and something yanked it. Oh my goodness. Something big. Something big is down there. We're gonna let it dead stick for a minute again. Because last time when I got him to bite, it was right after I had been dead sticking it, and then I moved it. That got them intrigued. So let's see if we can do that again. Both the flags are still sitting still. How do those bigger swim bait looking jigs work? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Leon says hi. We're up to 190 likes. Okay, we got bit. See that? Yeah. Commit. We're just gonna let it sit there. How can a big fish come through that hole? Ready? I'm going to give you the most scientific answer to that simple of a question you've ever heard. So, the circumference of a circle, aka the outer diameter, is 2 pi r. So, this has an 8-inch diameter, so it's actually a little more than 24 inches around, because pi is 3.14, so on and so forth. So this actually has 24 inches around the outside. And if you take your tape measure or something, you make a 24-inch string and see how many types of fish you can wrap it around. I guarantee you 95% of the fish you catch will fit inside that little 24-inch long string if you can wrap it around them. So, yeah. And Bob makes another good point. Not that many big fish in this lake. So I had something biting, and then it just stopped. Yep, come up off the bottom for it. There's a boatload of fish just sitting on the bottom, and when I get it near to the bottom, they all come up. The whole bottom is loaded with fish. Goodness, not afraid of the ice breaking. We got some good thick ice here. It's about 9 inches thick. 4 inches is generally what's recommended for safety, and we've got way more than 4 today. Come on, fish. All right, we're getting bit. Bite it again. Do it again. He's prepared if he does go through. Indeed, I got ice picks on, which essentially are a little sheathed spike here that you can stick into the ice and kind of like row yourself out. What's around your neck? The orange. There you go. That's exactly what it is. Have either of you seen any pickerel this year? I know we got some nice ones there last year. I mean, I haven't. Bob hooked something. Bob hooked something at the end of the day I was out here previously this year that was pretty big, whatever it was. Here's what I'm gonna do. Make one rotation of the reel, bring it up a little bit, see if something follows it. Nothing followed it. Drop it back down. Oh man. 5 or 6 small ones. So Bob's got a couple pickerel out of here. My flags are sitting dormant. So there's that. Jaron has sent 100 twice. Well, thank you. So I've got 200. That's the number of likes we're going for. We are 4 away. See if we can close out this day with more than just 2 fish. That would be really awesome. So now it's like on the bottom, just above, really. I'm cooking pickerel soup as we speak, but not from there. Yeah, that was from further up north. How much ice was up there, Bob? I'm curious. More than here, I assume. 12 inches, yeah, that makes sense. 197 likes. Thank you guys for that. See if anything comes up off the bottom. If I slow drop it back down in there. Bob, has it been slow for you here recently? Because today has definitely been slow. And I can see them. They're sitting down there looking at it. They just don't want to eat, it seems. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go drop this in the other hole. This old lady in New Jersey just subscribed. Well, thank you. 200 likes. Yes, we got it. That's my first time ever getting that much. All right, we'll stand at this hole fish. Very picky. Gotcha. Only catching in the tent with all windows closed. They want it dark. All right, so I'm doing pretty good because I got 2 without a tent and without it being very dark. So there's that. I guess that means I'm doing all right. Of course, you got clouds today. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that does help. So dead stick it right here. We'll go grab the fish finder, bring it over here. Have we figured out if barometric pressure has any effect on fish under the ice? I don't know. That is a good question, because if it's fully sealed up under the ice, then it might have, you know, stabilized pressure. So let's grab fish finder, go back to our first hole. There's a suspended fish at this hole, so might as well backtrack to over here and finish it out there. Did I stump Nolan? There's lots of things that can stump me. I just try my best to minimize how many of them there are. I would have fallen in 10 times already. Do you have spikes on your shoes? Yes. Yes, I do. And I have spikes around my neck for if I fall in. Well, if I like go through the ice. But we got some good thickness right now, so it's looking like we're all right. Come on, let's finish out the day with one more. One more. Oh, I'm getting cold. See, now I'm being like challenged effectively to go figure out if barometric pressure affects fish under the ice. I'll get there, don't worry. I'm thinking. All right, how about this? So water is a liquid. Liquid can change shape, but not volume. Gas can change volume and shape. Liquid can change volume, but not, or can change shape, but not volume. And then solid can't change shape or volume. So by that token, the external pressure to, like the barometric pressure, which is atmospheric, should not impact the pressure in the water too much because it's incompressible. So it just being further, this is incompressible. I'm thinking, I'm processing, don't worry. A professional Canadian says it does not. What does that thing with the black book bag show you? It is a fish finder. It is showing me that I have a fish at 5 feet who wants nothing to do with my bait. So there's that. It shows me I've got one at 4 feet too. A professional Canadian. But I'm drilling extra holes when the pressure drops. So I'm thinking, so we got to define how barometric pressure impacts fish when there's open water, and then we can make an answer for when there's ice. I'll get on that. ¿En cuál país você está? En los Estados Unidos. It's cold. My lips aren't even working anymore. change bait. I've changed bait a couple times. It doesn't seem to make difference. Way to go, Cowboy. So different from Southern California. All the best. 2026. Got to go back to work. Not a problem. What's your bait, Captain? We are using a red worm, and it's not seeming to be doing much. The fish they were biting when we first got here. I got 2, and then since then, it's been very quiet. Catch anything today? We got 2 much earlier in the live. When it drops fast, that's good for fishing. Steady, okay fishing. Quickly rising, sucks for fishing. Yes. So there's 2 forms of pressure, both of which, when they're high pressure, are bad for fishing generally. There is fishing pressure, aka how many people fish a particular spot, generally decreases the willingness of fish to bite. And there's barometric pressure, which is an environmental condition, and that high barometric pressure also isn't great for fishing. So generally, high pressure, not a good thing for fishing, regardless of what type of pressure that is. So oh, I got bit. Hit it again, why don't you? Oh, he had it. I pulled on it and there was actually a weight that like bent the rod. So like he bit it and he actually had it. That's why I hang out with him. Don't have to be smart, just follow someone smart. Zach, when are they playing? I gotta figure out what they're talking about because we've had multiple conversations about football this live, so I gotta keep up here. Let's see. Eagles playing the 49ers. It'd be crazy to see the Buffalo Bills and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Yeah, it would. Bills have never won. They went there for what, 4 straight years? And lost 4 straight years, back in like the 80s or something like that. You think the Eagles are going to beat the Niners? Probably. I think they have a more complete roster. The 49ers are very injured. And I think if they can play to their potential, they can beat anybody. The problem is they keep not playing to their potential, especially on offense. Actually, really just on offense. Their defense has been phenomenal. If they play to their potential, they'll beat anybody. But it's a very interesting thing to think about whether they actually will, because they have not been. Victoria Irwin says, "How's it coming?" Don't worry, I'll call you in a bit. I'm probably heading out in like 5 minutes. So dead stick this, let it sit here, and while that's going on, I'll go get the tip ups, pack them up. Hey, Mission. White you okay come? I don't know what that means. Sorry. January 11th. Bills and Panthers in the Super Bowl. Panthers would be crazy. They barely made it. They needed to rely on another NFC South game to get in. Too bad there's no translator on YouTube. There is when you actually leave comments, but not like live chat comments. Someone answer when they playing. Someone did. Teams to watch out for: LA Rams and Seahawks. Yeah, NFC West is a powerhouse this year. Fishing at your cottage. Shot bottle rockets down your hole and scare the fish. Rams and Broncos, you think? That's somewhat believable. Let's go get the tip-ups, clean those up, and we'll start working our way out. Hopefully we can get a fish on this rod in the meantime, but it's been so slow. You just don't know. What did you get today? 2 bluegill, that's it so far, right towards the beginning of the live, and it's been slow ever since. Panthers rely on too many fourth quarter comebacks, which ain't something to lean towards in the playoffs. Yeah, and we rely too heavily on our defense, and yeah, defense wins championship, but you got to score some points to be able to win games, and we just can't do that somehow. But all right, let me go get the tip-ups. Cold. Any Finn, what state is this? It is Pennsylvania. You trapped fish. What's fish? Fish are a creature that lives in the water, and they got little flaps on them that they use to move. They're called fins. Oh, Victoria's speaking to the Spanish people. She's probably the happiest person on in the world. Victoria, that's my girlfriend. She is a elementary education major with a focus in bilingual teaching in Spanish. So she's probably the happiest person in the world right now, talking to people in Spanish. These are the channels I like instead of watching people sit in a room and play games. There you go. Oh, it's cold. Oh. I've been sitting still for too long. 215 likes. Yeah, I'm happy, man. I've never gotten over like 130. So did you get any fish? We got 2 right at the beginning of the live. It has been very slow since the beginning of this live. We're gonna sit down here. We are going to try for 3 more minutes. That's it. And then we're gonna pack up and head out. Whoa. Whoa, dude. All right. We still have 116 people in here. The viewership on this live has been phenomenal. I'm sure we've got upwards of 12,000 use your cell. Like, this is good viewership here. I'm cold. All right, 3 more minutes. Yeah, it does get this cold every once in a while. Come on, one more. Probably 20K plus. Yeah, maybe. How deep is that part? 6.4 feet. That deep. Is that a Garmin? Yeah, Garmin Striker 4. Alright, where's my bait? Come on. Oh, we had one, dude. Come on, one last minute fish. A last minute fish. That's what we need. Yep. Oh my gosh. Get it. They're biting right before dark. Yep. Hey, one last minute fish. Look at that. Ha! Boom. How many minutes we got? We got 1 minute. So I said I'd go. Drop it back in there. See if we get another. Oh, come on. Stuck in the ice chips. Got a frozen rod tip. And actually frozen second guide too. There we go. Drop it. We're getting bit again. Right before dark. So we're up to 3. Evening bites the best, yeah. Yeah, we might stay, like, because we just caught one, we might stay an extra minute or 2 or something like that. Because they're here, and they bit a couple times. Let it drop back down. Drop it right on them. Bounce it. Maybe that was the one. Maybe that was the one fish that wanted to bite from this hole, but we'll give it 1 minute. If we don't get a bite, we're heading out. And we might head out anyway, depending on the prospects of said bite. Like, if it's a weak bite, we're still heading out. All right, that's it. We got one last minute fish. So, hey, a last minute fish is nothing to scoff at, man. A lot of times you're like, I just want one more, and you never get it. But we got it today. We said we want one more, and we got our last fish. So I am gonna pack up. I'll take you guys back to the truck with me, and then I'll close down the live back there. Or I could pull a bob too. It's just Yeah, let's do a bob and pull the vehicle up in here and load up. Just because nobody's here, and might as well make our life a little bit easier. All right. Nice job. See you in the AM. Oh yeah, we're gonna be out here again tomorrow with Bob in the morning. Typical angler, you never want to say die. Say bye? I don't know. Ice fishing dude, indeed. Time's up. Yep, we're out. What bite do you put? I don't know what that means. Pittsburgh area, so I subbed. Sweet. Getting one for my kayak. Yeah, that's what I primarily use it for. If anyone's near Otter County, Minnesota, go to Pebble Lake at 21 to 26 feet. Walleyes and crappies. There you go. All right, so let's carry like something to the truck. Might as well. But I don't have anything packed up, so we're just gonna wait. What's worse than not catching anything? Watching you not catch anything. Yep. Hopefully I made it somewhat entertaining, had some good conversations, what have you. See you tomorrow, indeed. I'll be back out here with Bob. I'm not sure. I know Bob will at least be open to being live. I'm not sure if I'll be live, but I'll be out here doing something. Somewhere on the interwebs, you can find me doing my thing. You never want to quit. There you go. Yeah, you never do. But hey, you got to at some point. And hey, going to get some like nice warm dinner right now. That's intriguing. So we're gonna work our way back to the truck, pull the truck in, and load up our stuff. How thick is the ice? It varies a little bit, but like give or take 8 inches in most spots. Some are like 6.5, some are like 9. Like 8 inches, good estimate. I'll be live. You should go live too if you want. I'll be hiding in the tent. Yeah, we can have like a tip up an outside cam and an inside cam. We'll see. Ooh, it's cold. It is cold. Check both ways. Where are you located? Southeastern Pennsylvania. You still have 135 people in here. Pennsylvania, home of the 2026 Super Bowl champions. I'm hoping, dude. I'm hoping. The offense needs to get their crap together, though. Our offense. Well, I'm a big. Not, and I don't think really anybody who likes the Eagles is. Not a big Kevin Patullo fan. And more specifically, there are a couple things in specific I don't like about what the offense is doing. Number one, why the heck do we run so many hitch routes? It's not helpful. Number two, why the heck do we put so many run plays together with Grant Calcaterra, who's statistically like the 3rd worst blocking tight end in the entire league? Number three, why do we not throw over the middle? And number four, why do we not run under center when we're statistically way better under center? None of these things make any sense to me. And our offense stinks. So might as well do something a little bit different, but no, we don't. Someone's coming to pump the porta potty. That's weird. I've never seen this in my whole life. Look at this. Check this out. That truck's coming to pump the porta potty, I believe. Oh no. Oh, the fun we have while live. I don't know how that happened, but it did. They just did it last week? Really? Oh my gosh. All right, let's get in the driver's seat. That's a brand new one. It's ridiculous. What are they doing with the porta potties? No way it's full, nobody uses it. He's just sitting there right now. I actually have no idea what he's doing. We'll pull the truck over. We'll probably let it run, make sure it's nice and warmed up before we actually start driving. It's a half an hour back home. It's kind of icy in here. Don't want to slip and slide. It's not the ideal scenario, so we're gonna pull the truck over somewhere in this vicinity, make it a little bit easier to grab our stuff, and make sure we have a nice warm truck when we're ready to roll. Interesting. Put it right there. Let it stay warm. Parking brake on so we don't go anywhere. And then you guys can go like this. Alright. And you can watch me out the window. I'm gonna go quick gather my stuff and I will be back. All right, we're here, we're back. Put my bucket there. Make sure it's turned so my rods are in. They don't like get smashed in the door. Do that. And we're back. Let me read the final chats and we're gonna close it down. Pick up my ice picks. I'm gonna be working my way back home. It was a good live, a very good live. I'm not a France. A lot of non-English. I refuse to pee indoors when nobody's around. All right, y'all. We had a lot of viewership today. We had a lot of fun. Not many fish, but I'll make sure to put the timestamps in for those of you guys who didn't get to see all of them. We caught 3 today. It was a rough outing in terms of the fishing, but any fishing's fun. We had a good time out there. Really good ice. Want to take advantage of it while it's here. And yeah, really awesome live. Thank you guys for sticking with me. We're up over 200 likes, which I've never had the chance to experience before. That is awesome. We had some really good viewership. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, all the things, because I got all sorts of fun adventures coming your way. I do loads of different outdoor stuff. If you just like the outdoors in general, you'll probably like some of the stuff I'm doing. And yeah, I'm real excited to bring it to you. Hopefully today was enjoyable, and I will see you. I'm gonna be heading home, but we'll be back out tomorrow. I might be live, but definitely gonna be live with Bob in some capacity tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I will see you guys tomorrow, I suppose. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for hanging in with me.